taking on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
To the Bears. Offensive analyst and special projects assistant.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. Taken in the end zone. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Atlanta takes the field. Their offensive leader, of course, Matt Ryan, the former Boston College Eagle.
I'm absolutely eager to watch him play in this game because here we are, Week 15. Not a lot of games left down the stretch. But will he get outside of himself trying to make huge plays in order to try and win an MVP? Because he's not in the #1 spot right now.
No, he's not. I think everyone consensus thinks that way. You hope he doesn't get outside of himself right now, though, because that could really get their offense out of sync. And it's been in sync most of this year. Now Ryan on first down. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly. Throwing on second and long. Ryan will find Lindsey here. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a third down.
Looking deep for Julio. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. Here come the Buccaneers, led by their new quarterback for 2020. Of course, you know the story by now. His 21st season, first in Tampa.
They play so much better
it's Tom Brady.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Well, I did just in case.
Jones, first carry for the USC man.
I had one book because I didn't know if he was doing it today.
Gain. The numbers for Jones last week. The hat trick +1, 4 trips to the end zone with his legs.
Is it white on the outside?
You know how all the guys do when they do that little symbol now about eating, right? Keep feeding me, feeding me. They just kept feeding him, and next thing you know, he kept getting in the end zone.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
I think that's the right. Let me look real quick. What was that? Hotels.com. Days in Wyndham Battlefield, Highway 65. That's the one I got saved. Is that the bad side? See, this is East Montclair Street, Battlefield. $75 a night. Say what? Hell fucking no. That nigga said that Motel 6. I'm absolutely positive. But that bitch probably $30, ain't it? Hell no.
Brady gives this one off to Jones. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
That's a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
It's caught by Mike Evans. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. Late in the season now, MVP chatter starts, and he might be on the fringe. This is always an award that goes quarterback, running back, usually quarterback. A lot of bias. Does he deserve consideration?
He more than deserves consideration because the way the game is played in the NFL now, it's a pass-first league, right? So that means that people are going to adjust their defenses for him each and every week, and he's still putting up big-time numbers. I know the quarterbacks, the running backs get it, but he should be firmly in the race for MVP.
Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. Down. Fournette going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage as he'll wind up losing a yard on the play.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
38-yard line, 2nd and 11. Now Brady again. That's complete to his running back, Evans. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 33 yards that time. 5-yard line.
Do what?
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Okay. What's the cheaper one? I don't really care. Whatever works for you.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points.
Yeah.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Leonard Fournette, his 25th touchdown.
Yeah.
Tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Bucs have taken a first-quarter lead. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that. It wasn't just the vision, right?
Yeah.
Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
Ryan Suckup on for the point after. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. So this drive spans 7 plays. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette.
for Tampa Bay.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And this carries into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to small up the ball carrier.
Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Good coverage that time by Sean Bunning.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense.
At their own 37-yard line.
With the Bucs offense making their way back out on the field, let's take a look at the playoff picture, Charles, coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, it's team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through. I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
2nd and 5 now. Brady. Evans has it left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver. And as this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Brady. Over the middle to Evans. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Brady, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Mike Evans with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
At their own 25-yard line.
Falcons offense making their way onto the field. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
It certainly is, because we all know everyone is aiming for that #1 seed. But failing that, because only 2 teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference, that question becomes who's hot? Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a 1st down. from the shotgun. Ryan. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack. After the sack on first down, Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And the Buccaneers have it.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. And they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown.
I said, you can get one now.
We Mike Evans with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Phillip Lindsay and the rest of the offense heading back out. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? 28 yards the game there on the catch and run. And I think that's a pretty good illustration of why they try to get the football into his hands out of the backfield. That was something else. To throw is Ryan. And that's caught by the tight end, Bryant. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
It seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. To throw again is Ryan. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. We can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
Now, the next-gen stat's going to show that sack carried out in just 2.5 seconds from beginning to end. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 2nd and 15 now. Ryan will find Bryant, his tight end. It's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Ryan. The Bucs defense stiffens and pushes this to 4th down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
A 44-yard attempt.
And this one is right through. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And he returns this to the 22. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. From midfield, here's Brady. Throw left side, complete. That's Evans. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll run on first down. Jones. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Ronald Jones, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
If not, I'll call old girl, see if she can make it to see me. Psycho.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
So, we'll see.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
Yeah, she always there.
Fielded in the end zone. And he'll just take a seat in the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And now let's discuss Julio Jones. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They've targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run. Maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going, and it doesn't have to be something that's big downfield.
Maybe kind of like in basketball, just a shooter seeing the ball go through, you get him a rep, get him more comfortable.
I agree with that totally. Maybe set that solid screen and give him an easy look.
Well, to this point, no catches. Second and 10 now. Ryan looking left sideline, incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. And here's Hoffrichter now, the punter, as he sends this one away. With it is Brown. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's the Tampa Bay offense and Ronald Jones leading him out. A 1,000-yard campaign in his sights, Charles, but needs a little bit of a kick here down the stretch to reach it.
And sometimes at this stage of the season, you're looking for that extra goal, right? That extra motivation to accomplish what you want.
Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
So the first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Dave? And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. But it looks like a Buccaneer was able to corral it. Yes, the Bucs have it. Tampa Bay keeps the possession. So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Here's Brady. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. So we have reached halftime here. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. Brady and the Buccaneers here, 1st and 10 at their own 26. Off play action, he'll throw to start the drive. And he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 37 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up. And they are shredding them in this ball game.
And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And not much running room. Down to the 32.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
As long as we get there when we get there, right? So I open up, Bob.
Brady to Evans that time. 1st down, Tampa. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And Jones with a nice burst there on 1st down as he'll be taken down, but not before a gain of 7 yards. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Brady. We'll check on his status when we get back. And this is incomplete.
Well, there's times when you see these catches that are made, and we just know the guys playing it are really wishing for college rules. Only need that 1 foot down instead of 2. It's awfully difficult on the sideline, isn't it?
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Shotgun now for Brady. Open man has got one. It's complete. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. So 1st and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 3rd.
They'll try again with Jones. And this time he is in. Ronald Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. They were able to stop him at the line on 1st down, but this time he punches his way through.
And sometimes just because you're stopped on the first run, it doesn't mean the play call was bad or incorrect. You might just need better execution and just a tad more determination, and they got it done on the 2nd try.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A 10-play drive that time. And it's Ronald Jones that polishes it off with a touchdown run.
You like it.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. This will make it into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. It's player spotlight time, and we focus that spotlight on the quarterback, Matt Ryan. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
Yeah, I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Tight end Harrison Bryant, the intended target. But it's going to be 2nd down. To throw again. Ryan. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Yet again, Ryan is intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. Nice return, but you know he's just beating himself up inside for not getting all the way in.
No doubt about it, because he had visions of end zone in his mind. Going to be the total hero. But we did see there the emphasis on it's not just good enough to pick it off anymore. Bring it back, get the yardage, and really help out your offense.
The best starting field position you could possibly have. 1st and goal from the 1. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Leonard Fournette, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa.
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Taken in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? Who? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
by the
time we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. But now it'll be 3rd down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Those shoulders went from parallel to square, and then he brought force with him to finish that run. Oh, that's impressive.
And we saw a lot of that a week ago when he got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 38-yard line.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there.
And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground with Jones. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bucs on third down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll go again to Jones. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up the 1st and goal.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll give Fournette another crack. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Leonard Fournette with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And this offense continues to pour it on. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. Looking sideline, incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again, Ryan. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Devin White coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way this one is going, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remote's clicking off right now. And pretty good running as he'll be close to a 1st down at the Falcons' 42. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
1st down, Tampa.
On 1st down, Jones. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 43-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Brady looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 11 yards there, 1st down.
And the Buccaneer 1st down.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Jones.
Again.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Extra point try now for Succop. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
And here now the offense heading back out there.
Remember, they have won 3 straight. Beginning to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth-quarter hole.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
He'll set up to throw from the gun.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Lindsey. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw and a good one.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, Ryan. And that'll be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Ryan. And this is incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing again, Ryan. He's going to let it fly. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down.
What we've seen so far in this game, they are not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that. They're not going to let you beat them deep.
That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Mike Evans of the Tampa offense about to set up shop.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
They'll try to run some clock now with Jones. And they get him down
down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. And Brady's throw there, incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now, meanwhile, the throw by Brady knocked away, incomplete. Daniel Sorensen there on the coverage.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. On 1st down, Ryan. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Now Ryan on 1st down. It's complete to Laquan Treadwell. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Buccaneers, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they'll have another road date next week with the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as they drop to 6-8. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.